Hi, how are you? Okay, seeing a little, whoa. Okay, hi Facebook. I'm hopping on here today. I want to talk about something that comes up very, very often in my coaching sessions with my clients and just in conversations with women young and old, and that is jealousy. And the reason it comes up a lot, feelings of jealousy, making comments about other people being jealous, this type of thing. The reason that word comes up a lot is because it's very normal. I want you to hear me. Feeling jealous is very normal. Jealousy gets a bad rap. Jealousy, the definition that I just looked up is like, it talks about a feeling of unhappy or anger, wanting to have what someone else has, hostile, envious. It's like, geez, jealousy, for being a very normal response and a very normal emotion, really gets a lot of, throw a lot of shade at it. And I don't know about you guys, but one of the things that I used to do before I knew better, when my daughter or my son would come to me and talk to me about someone's behavior, a friend that hurt their feelings, or a friend that was being mean, or a competitor that was acting rude, one of the things that I would say is, well, they're probably just jealous. And so I am guilty of making someone who is jealous like a villain. And that's what I wanted to talk to you about today. I wanted to talk to you about how you can actually use jealousy to help you. And what I mean by that is any negative emotion, if we're willing to sit in it for a little bit, and I would consider jealousy a negative emotion. I mean, I don't think anyone really loves to feel jealous, but I think it's a normal response to certain situations. I think it's something that we all feel. And I think that if you're willing to sit in it for a little bit and ask yourself a couple key questions, it can be very useful. It can be a catalyst for growth, which is, of course, what we're really after, right? We're all here to grow. And so I want to talk to you a little bit about that. I'm going to try and be very short in this video. So one of the things that I want to talk to you about is this idea of jealousy being very normal. And the reason why it's very normal is because all of us humans, everyone, if you are human, got a pulse and blood running through your veins, we all operate from a core fear of unworthiness. So when we're put here on earth, one of the things that we need, one of our basic human needs, is to feel love, to express love, and to know that we're loved, to know that we're worthy. We're constantly seeking evidence for our worth and our value. So it's constantly in question. It may not be something that you're aware of, but there's proof that we operate from this all the time. We're always comparing ourselves to others. We're always kind of wanting to know, are we good enough? Are we loved? Did you like me? Do you we love to hear affirmations and compliments and comments that make us feel like we're doing a good job, like we're worthy, right? And one of the things that I think about all the time is I read something once about Oprah. Someone had asked her what, I don't know what the context was, but basically she was saying that in all those years of doing her show and all the people that she brought on the show, whether it was celebrities, politicians, athletes, scholars, public figures, or just people like me, right, that had amazing experiences, and she interviews them, and after the show is done taping, they all ask some form of this one question. They all ask her or her producers, did I do okay? And I think that just goes to show, again, that no matter who you are, no matter what your background is, no matter how much success you have, no matter how healthy your bank account is, no matter how beautiful you are, or smart, or talented, you have this core fear of worthiness. Okay? And that is where jealousy is a byproduct of that, because when we compare ourselves to other people, that's a very common emotion. So the takeaway from that is jealousy is very, very normal. And it's something that you can expect to feel on a regular basis, especially if you're a young girl who is in her teens and is trying to figure out the world around her and her place in it. Okay? So if you hear your daughter talking about she's so this or she's that, or I wish I were, or I'm so, sometimes she'll hopefully even admit, I feel jealous, right? And you want to, again, make that think-feel connection. When you hear your daughter using sentences and phrases, you want to really kind of hold up that mirror as best you can so she can look in it, right? We always use the analogy of, are you looking out the window, right? Are you looking across the street at what everyone else has? Or are you willing to look in the mirror, right, for your own growth? And that's different, right? You want to be looking into the mirror more than you want to be looking out the window. So back to jealousy. So when you are feeling jealous and feeling envious, to me, you can do one of two things. You can either acknowledge it and feel like really bad about yourself and feel embarrassed and not want to admit it and try and avoid it and try and resist that feeling. Or you can take it to a place where you can grow from it by saying, what am I making that person's success or beauty or talent or what they have mean about me? And when we ask that question, and when we're willing to really look at where our jealousy is coming from, which, by the way, is always because of what we're thinking, right? All emotion comes from our thinking, not from other people around us, not from things that are happening in the world. It's the meaning that we give to those people and those things happening, right? So when you are feeling jealous or envious, it's always because of what you're thinking and what you're making that mean, what you're making that person's success or talent or beauty or brains mean about you. And usually what's happening is you're in a place of scarcity, right? You have a kind of a fixed mindset. Maybe you believe, maybe your mind is telling you that there's only so much of that to go around. And if someone else has it, the likelihood is you're not going to be able to have it because there's only a limited supply, right? So that's, of course, not true. There is an abundance. Just because someone else is favored or is talented or smart or beautiful certainly does not mean that there's not enough of that to go around. But our mind wants to tell us that. Our mind is always trying to protect us. Our mind always kind of wants us to play small because it's convinced that that's where we are safe. So jealousy is just an emotion that is designed to keep us safe and small by saying, well, so-and-so has this or that. I could never be this or that. And it just keeps you stuck in the yuck. So what I like my clients to do and what I'd love for you to do is the next time you're feeling envious or jealous, ask yourself what you're making that mean about you and use that information. Be honest in how you're answering that. The most growth comes from being really honest with ourselves and looking in that mirror, not looking out the window, but really taking time to reflect on what is it that I'm wanting for myself, and using those answers as like a roadmap and really trying to figure out what is missing or what you want more of or what you want less of in your own life to get to that place. And use other people's talents and smarts and gifts as your inspiration, right? Not as looking at them as though they have something that you don't, but looking at it as, okay, here's someone that has something I really want, and being happy for that person and being inspired by that person. That's a growth mindset. That's an abundance mindset. And as we all know, whatever you put in your head, whatever you think, wherever you put your focus, is what you're going to experience. So if you're experiencing an abundant growth mindset, then that's what you're going to, if you have that mindset rather, then that's what you're going to experience. Then your mind is going to be looking for all the great ways that you can use that as inspiration. So again, jealousy gets a bad rap, but it's very, very common. It's very normal because remember, we're all walking around this earth looking for evidence of our worth. And so one of the things that we do is we compare ourselves to others. It's a very basic, natural, human need and instinct. There is nothing wrong with it. Where we get stuck is when we avoid it or we layer on anger or resentment or frustration on top of it. That's when we get stuck in it. And then that's when it, remember I talked about that lens. I talked about looking through that camera lens. When you look through the lens and you're framing it up in jealousy, then all you see is what you don't have and what others have. And it just creates this mindset and this feeling of unworthiness. And that's, of course, we all know that our worth and our value was given to us when we were born of this earth. It's never called into question. It's never called into question. That has been taken care of. Your only job is to walk about this place and the time that you're here and grow and evolve and face negative emotions like jealousy head on and grow from it and become a better version of you using that emotion. Okay? So, jealousy is your friend. I know, it's not fun to feel. I know, it's an admission that there's something missing in your life, or it's a confession to yourself that things aren't perfect. But I think that's a beautiful place to be because I think that, again, allows you to grow. Okay? So, when your daughter or when you find yourself feeling envious or jealous or kind of snarky or hostile or, angry or unhappy because you've been to someone's house and it's beautiful and it looks like something that needs to be in the, pages of Southern Living, or someone just seems like they have the perfect marriage or they never have any financial issues, and, or a young woman has all the best clothes. I want you to ask yourself, what am I making that mean about me? What is it that is causing me to feel this way? What am I thinking about myself? And what are the things that I have? What are the gifts and the blessings that I have right now? And where do I want to go with this? Is this useful? Right? Okay, so get out there and feel a little jealous. Find out some stuff about yourself. I love talking to you guys. I love, love, love working with your girls. I'm going to tell you a little secret. I'm doing these 2 events in Louisville. One is this Sunday night for high schoolers, and it's all about creating the kind of school year that you want and how to do that, how to basically name it and claim it, setting intentions, all that great stuff. The next event is on July 23rd, which is Sunday night, and that's busting the middle school myths. So really we're going to talk a lot about how we question our value, where happiness comes from. We're going to talk about it in middle school terms. But that is going to be a great, great, great event. The secret I want to tell you is this. I had a conversation with my business strategist yesterday, and I'm really considering phasing out these in-person events. And I get a lot of requests for them. So I want to let you know that it's possible that these two events they're definitely going to be the last that I'm going to have for a while. I'm not going to say never, but I'm taking my business in a little bit different direction. And I love, 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 love to be with your girls, in front of your girls. I love the back and forth. I love the discussion. I love to hear from them. It's always 2 hours of really energizing, inspiring, great discussion. So if you are here in Louisville and you have a middle school age daughter, you need to be going to my events page on my coachbetsy.com website, signing her up for that. No question. 2 hours on the 23rd. I don't care if she has other stuff going on. This needs to be a priority in my mind. It's just good stuff. If you have a high schooler, I still have a couple spots open for my July 16th. That's this Sunday. So that's in a few days. Get on my events page and register your daughter. I want to see her there. We're going to have so much fun. And I'm really not sure when I'm going to be doing this again. So I know everybody's schedules are crazy. I know it's there's a lot of opportunities to go places and do things. I think 2 hours in this environment for your daughter is like priority. Okay. Great talking to you. I will see you soon. Toodles.